Okay. I think we're live. Can you guys see or no?
Yeah, we're live, buddy.
Yes. Okay. Episode 10,
He said
10th time.
you.
Oh wait. Whoa. I hear feedback.
No, I just muted.
Great. Um, Jay, are you muted on your side too?
Yes.
Okay, cool. Okay, 10th time doing this, and we're still having tech issues. Woohoo! Okay, let's get straight to it because there's a lot that I think G is gonna want to say. Where do
Oh,
we?
why do you say me? Why do you say me?
Because I think
Oh man.
because I know. Like, how do we want to start? Do we want to start from the beginning?
The beginning.
You know
Let's
what I
start
want
from
to
the
start with?
beginning.
You know what I want to start with? One word: disappointing.
Okay.
Okay.
That's all I have to say.
That's
now we
it?
can start.
Now we can start.
So let's start with at the beginning.
Oh wait, Katie, Shallow, Joel, hi. Jay, say hi to everyone. They miss
Hello.
seeing you on stream.
Hi.
Okay.
How you doing?
The beginning. What is that?
The beginning. That's when we have the backstory of the Becky man.
Yeah.
So what do you think of the backstory?
Okay. So I don't like no, I don't want to like jump ahead, but when that happened, the backstory, I was just kind of like, okay, like we kind of foresaw that something traumatic probably happened to her, and that's why she wanted to escape her life, right? So that was predictable. What I didn't expect was um that she kind of created the entire plan herself and then brought it to Cinda. For some reason, I thought Cinda was like the villain in the situation somehow. Like, oh, like, okay, maybe Cinda was trying to help her escape, but then she like manipulated it to her advantage or whatever. Or maybe like she just happened upon Poppy and then manipulated it in a way to help her podcast. But no, Poppy did the entire thing from beginning to end by herself and then brought it to Cinda. That I did not expect.
Yes.
Does that make sense?
Why?
Because it
Why?
because it changes the narrative that, like, obviously Cinda's a bitch, right? But this changes the narrative of Cinda being the mastermind manipulator, puppet master, to Poppy kind of doing everything and then just bringing it to her. Does that make sense? Why are you looking
don't
at me
think-
with that face?
You don't think Poppy is capable of it?
I mean,
Based on her previous interactions?
based on her outward appearance and just demeanor in general, I think you wouldn't expect someone who's a little more timid, a little more soft spoken to be so psycho.
Didn't you always say the quiet ones are the ones you need to watch out for?
That is true. That is true.
So this is exactly that example.
No, you're right, but I mean, hey, Selena Gomez is in here, so my eyes were mostly on her. So
Okay.
Yeah, and the thing with Poppy was that she also like had some things where she said like negative things about Cinda. So
Yeah.
we already had, some preconceived notions of Cinda and like what did Poppy say exactly? Like she has a couple dead bodies or something.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah. I don't know. I think we already have some opinions of Cinda, and we think Poppy is, okay.
I hated her before Poppy even said anything. Like, how are you gonna steal somebody's podcast, bitch? That's just one step from stealing someone's life.
But last episode, you were very convinced that she killed.
Okay,
She
but that was
killed Bunny.
before. But that was before we got Poppy's backstory.
I see.
Yeah, so I was convinced I was convinced last episode that Cinda was probably the mastermind.
Yeah.
But I was still not convinced that she would get her hands dirty herself.
Right.
Yeah.
So, all right, let's read some comments first. Okay. Sean is like, I knew it was Poppy. And then Katie is,
Sean's like, I knew it.
I have one question with that whole Becky thing. How did no one recognize her when she was investigating herself back during all is not okay.
That's actually a really good question because I thought about that too. Because at first I figured, oh, maybe she just brought the story to Cinda and she didn't really actively participate in the findings or anything like that. But she met. Oh my God! Wait, can we talk about Detective I keep saying crepes, but it's not crepes. What is it? It's
Craps.
creeps.
It's
Creeps.
it's craps.
Craps. Okay, fine. Whatever.
Holy cow.
Okay, whatever. Him, that guy, right? She had to have been part of the investigation if she was at that bar that night to meet him. Did anyone see that coming at all? That the smartest girl that he got was Poppy and not Cinda? Did anyone get that at all? Did anyone see that coming? Chat.
No,
I did not see
didn't
that
see
coming.
shit.
I didn't see that coming because they gave the scene where it was Cinda.
Yeah,
Right.
And then they did this stupid pan to Poppy, which is like dumb as hell.
that's true.
But it's not surprising, right? Because they're on similar levels in terms
Yeah.
of capability.
Shallow says, I think it's because Cinda was so unlikable, it was easy to want it to be her. And then Katie is like, yeah, I really liked Poppy before I knew she murdered Bunny. Oh, and then Joel says, yeah, the big giveaway that doesn't make sense now is Poppy revealing she's Becky Butler last episode. It made sense if Cinda was a mastermind, but Poppy would want to keep that quiet for her own sake.
I wonder if there were any clue. Like, I would have to watch everything from season 1 and 2 again to see if there were any clues that Poppy was Becky all along. Because, like, off the top of my head, I can't think of anything immediate.
No, there was no indication.
Right.
Wait, she didn't. Did she even exist in season 1?
Yeah, she did.
At the very end, right?
No, she existed the first time they went to meet Cinda asking her for advice, and then Cinda told them about, like, oh, you should bring this turkey to Sting.
Yeah.
That was.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, she was there at that scene.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't know. I never liked Poppy. I just felt bad for her. Does that make sense? Like, you can feel bad for, like, I didn't dislike her. I didn't like her. I thought she was. It was a loop because I thought her character was there to give information on Cinda, so I was a little surprised that it was Poppy.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Oh, comments, G?
Oh yeah. Joel said no, sorry. Shallow responded to Joel saying, I think that's Poppy just trying to convince Mabel it was Cinda. And then Katie's like, I thought about it, but I didn't think the ages matched, so I dismissed it immediately.
Mm-hmm. That's how I did it too. I did it by age. Like, Cinda would have been the only one within range.
And I guess Poppy.
No, Poppy is like maybe a few years older than us. Like, she's definitely, like, at least, okay, I don't know how old she actually is because they never told us, right? But based on the show, I would assume that she and Selena are around the same age. And Selena, I think, she's like 29.
It's not that young, right?
Okay, but how old is the detective? He don't look so fresh.
He looks like mid-40s.
Like mid-40s. Okay, fine. Yeah, I guess
it's okay.
I mean, like, it's not like such, like, it's not such a big age gap that's impossible, but it's still wider than the range of a normal person's imagination.
Yeah, it's a little bigger gap than
Right.
Cinda and him.
Right.
Yeah.
G?
Yeah.
Comments? I don't know where we left off. I can't see.
I mean, that's pretty much it. I mean, Shallow says, I didn't think it'd be a pan, though. I just, in quotations, wrong memory in regards to Poppy showing up in meeting crepes for the crepes for the first time.
Craps.
You screwed me up with a stupid crepe.
Yeah.
Stupid.
Okay, next. Okay, wait. So moving on, I think so I don't know if this is the next thing, but this is the next thing that I thought of, right? The
Okay.
Oliver and Will thing, the conversation where he's just like, oh, like you're like, I don't care if you're actually my biological dad or not, you're the only dad I'll recognize, right? What the fuck was that even about? Like, what was the like? Okay, so this is where I'll agree with G. What is the point of bringing up that storyline if it doesn't tie to I was expecting Teddy Demas to die. I was expecting Teddy Demas to die, and I was expecting Oliver to be blamed for the murder because of the issue with Will.
You sure it's just not a misdirection or just, feel good moment or character development? There's a lot of things.
If and like I don't want to jump the gun here, but if they don't somehow tie this back, like if they don't somehow bring this up again in season 3 relating to something bigger, then I'm going to be a little upset because they literally dragged out the DNA test for like 8 of the 10 episodes. I don't know like what the exact numbers are, but like it took up way too much of Oliver's story, I guess, to not relate to anything going like if this is the end of that plot line, then for me it's kind of just like, what was the point, right?
Yeah, I don't know. I guess it was a conclusion to the whole shenanigans.
But there was no overarching purpose for it. That's your problem with it.
Yeah, I just feel like it doesn't add any value because like the way it stands now, if it's never brought up again, then I don't think it brings any value because Teddy Demas wasn't a suspect in Bunny's murder because they were in jail at the time. Like they weren't in the building, so it could have been. Well, I don't know if they were in jail, but they weren't in the building. Like there was proof that they were standing outside the building or something. I don't know. Oh no, they were proof that they were staying outside the building.
It was the cameras, right?
It was the cameras, but I think that might have been for Tim Kono's case. I don't know. I might be getting them mixed up. But all we know is there's proof that they were not there for Bunny's murder. Okay, and Teddy's not the murderer. Will's not the murderer. Theo's not the murderer. So I just don't understand what the whole point was of that storyline. Like, what's the point?
Yeah, I don't know. It's I guess it's character development. Shallow says it's payoff from season 1 where Oliver was shown as a poor father. Character development. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, yeah, it doesn't really tie into the whole story, so I'm just like, I was like, okay, fine. I guess that's a wrap. Let's move on.
It's nice to see, right? It's not a bad scene.
It was anticlimactic. Like, oh, is the DNA results coming in? Is it DNA results coming in? Every single episode, I thought it was building up to something. It built up to nothing.
It built up to Will accepting Oliver as his real father.
Yeah,
you know what that's called, Alice?
A waste of time.
Edging.
Oh, right. All right.
I hate that.
Idiot.
I hate that.
Idiot.
Why do you have to say it with that tone?
For YouTube viewers, I just found out recently on Twitch what edging is. Okay, so that's listen, this is YouTube. This is not Twitch. Okay, we gotta keep it PG. At least 13.
But you got ruined, right?
Whatever. Moving on. What's the next? Oh, the
party.
The party. Wait, actually, G.
What'd you think?
Wait, G, are we good on comments before I move?
Not yet. Before we move on, Katie says, so they snuck something in there when Will came over to Oliver's. Oliver said Winnie noticed Mama G wasn't feeling well. Someone seems to be continually poisoning or sickening Oliver's pets.
Wait, say that one more time?
So they snuck something in there when Will came over to Oliver's. Oliver said,
wait, who is they? They snuck something in there. Who is they?
The producers.
The producers?
They added some detail in the story.
Yeah, they added some detail in the story. Not no one actually
okay. Gotcha.
Oliver said Winnie noticed Mama G wasn't feeling well. Oh, Miss Gambolini.
Who is I was like, who the fuck is Mama G?
Yeah, it was a parrot.
It's a parrot. Okay. Keep going.
Someone seems to be continually poisoning or sickening Oliver's pets.
Wait, didn't he have a
Oh.
dog?
He did. The dog that they thought that Sting poisoned.
I
But
see.
the dog is still there, no?
Yeah, the dog is still there.
Yeah.
So if they're poisoning them, they're not being very successful.
G, anything else?
Let's see. Katie says so much character building, but Teddy could be in season 3 because he does work in theater.
He's a sponsor, right? Of
Yeah,
these arts. Yeah.
Sponsor. Joel says we know Mabel has repressed memories from the night of the murder, and in episode 1, she has a vision of Cinda and Poppy while listening to their podcast, and Poppy has bloody knitting needles in the scene. Shao was
Oh,
like, I missed
wow. Yeah, I
Ooh,
missed
wait.
that too.
I didn't.
Yeah,
wait,
I
if that's
missed that.
if that's true, I missed it completely. Okay.
That must have been a really fast scene.
I'm gonna have
because
to
I
go.
didn't see it.
I'm gonna have to go back and look for that.
Yeah, I didn't see shit.
I'm gonna go back and look for that.
Episode 1? Oh, interesting. So they did show the killer.
I'm gonna have to go back and like prove it with my own eyes before I believe it.
Okay. So
Okay,
Comments?
let's move on to the next thing that you wanted to talk about.
Okay,
The party. Yeah.
Oh my god, it was both hilarious and uncomfortable.
Why?
The acting,
The
Howard.
acting?
That's what I was
Oh,
saying.
yeah.
When like I look at Howard, I'm like, I have no freaking clue how you thought he was the murderer. Like guys, if you guys go back to our like first, second, third review of like episode 1, 2, and 3, Jay's top suspect was Howard, and I didn't see it. He just looks like a little like nice little cuddly, like
It's the nice ones you have to watch out for too.
okay. But it I don't know, it was interesting because at first when it happened, I was just like, okay, so is Cinda still the prime suspect, right? And then as things happened, it was very clear that they were making Cinda the prime suspect. And like the slow motion thing was just really, really weird, right? The slow motion thing was really, really weird. But the tomato thing bothered me. It was cringy for me. Like I never even knew that like I think Poppy said she didn't like the middle parts of a tomato, right? I am okay with the middle part of the tomato, but the way they cut the tomato in half and then started squeezing it, I was like, ugh.
That's the point.
I didn't
What
like
do you
it.
mean?
I didn't like it. Okay.
What
and-
about the stabbing?
Right. Okay. So then it like completely took me for a spin when they went from Cinda to suddenly it's Alice, and I'm like, huh? How is it Alice? Like I was just like, wait, like literally when they went from Cinda to Alice, I was just like, shit, it's Alice? No, it's not. I literally, because she was one of our first suspects as well, because she's a new character, she's an artist, got close to Mabel out of the blue, but like we couldn't find anything that tied her to a motive, right? So I was just literally so lost. I was like, great, okay, explain it to me. And then the thing with the knife happened, and I was just like, I didn't believe it for a second. I was just like, there's no way. Like they can't kill one of the 3 main characters. Like if he's dead, like he's a producer. He wouldn't write himself off the show. Right?
Yeah, I didn't believe it because I didn't think Alice had any reason to be there.
Right, exactly. Well, but then at that point, I was just like, wait, when they were prepping everyone though with the acting, she wasn't there for it. So I was like, crap, it could be her in the aspect of like, oh, maybe she's not, maybe this isn't an act. Because I was just like, wait, how much of this is putting on a play for Cinda and how much of this is actually real? And I was like, crap, Alice wasn't here for the prep talk, so maybe it's real. And then I don't know, I just didn't believe it. And then when they turned it around on, as soon as Cinda started being nice to Mabel, I was like, oh, the slow motion.
Suspicious.
No. I knew. That was the moment I knew. I was just like the slow motion, the tomato squeezing, like that was not the real bait. the Cinder.
That was just the intro. That's not the
Oh,
act.
that was the appetizer.
Appetizer.
Yeah, like the real bait was Cinder praising Mabel, and shit just hit the fan.
And
I
giving her the podcast, right?
yeah. I honestly like it didn't feel so good because it's kind of like, are you like you're that easy? You know
Who,
what I mean?
Poppy?
Poppy, yeah, because like I understand that that's that's her trigger, right? I understand that that's her trigger, but it's like, bro, like just shut up for 2 seconds. Like if this was me, I would like to think that if I was Poppy, I'd like to think that I could let that go. You know? No, you don't think so?
I think she's wanted it for a long, long time since she disappeared. So, I don't know. Sometimes you lose sight of what matters, you know.
What really threw me off was the shadow of the person stabbing Bunny. I originally believed it was a girl, but at no point did I think that the silhouette of the person walking through the tunnels was female. Like I've watched it over and over again, that one scene of I guess Poppy now walking through the tunnels, and it's
Mhm.
so male to me. Like it just doesn't seem like a female still
Right,
in the tunnel.
right.
So I don't know, but
I guess it was more ambiguous. I mean, you could be wearing baggy clothes, right?
yeah, but she looked like buff. Like it wasn't just baggy. She looked like built, like a little lean.
I see.
Yeah, but I mean, so we were right about one thing. She did have help, because I think we called it in one of our earlier episodes that the killer probably wasn't working alone.
Yep.
Given the different stature between the guy at the park and the
Mhm.
guy underground and everything. Okay. Oh. Oh wait, sorry. I have something else to talk about. But G, did you want to read some comments first or no?
Yeah, I can. So let's see. All right, let's start here. Katie's like, I thought Charles actually died for real.
Really? No, I didn't buy it. I didn't buy it.
Sean is like, I yelled at the TV when I thought Charles died.
I didn't buy.
Uh,
I didn't. Wait, did you? Wait, G, did you buy it?
no, I didn't.
Jay, did you buy it?
No, no.
I didn't buy it for I didn't buy it for a second. It was like I was
It-
shocked and I was like, nah.
There was no way they're gonna do the Game of Thrones
There was
thing.
no way.
Shallow says, I knew there was gonna be a season 3, so knew he wasn't dead. LOL.
Yeah. And wait, I mean, like, think about last season too. Last season, episode 10, like, bro was in a wheelchair, like, mumbling gibberish because he was drugged by Jan. Like, they can't do that to him 2 finales in a row. You know? Like, really think about that. Like, that's 2 finales that he's, like, out.
He's acting, I guess.
Yeah. G?
Okay.
Yeah. And then Sean is like, I'm skipping a couple. Shallow says the Son of Sam card had me thinking it might be Alice for real for a second, because she did hide it.
Right.
Okay, Sean is like, the old man did a great job. I forgot he was in on it at first. Okay, Shallow's like, I thought it was great. She had been looking for validation for 2 full seasons. And then Joel is like, I don't think anyone with a haircut like that can let things go.
Oh, man.
You're poppies, I guess.
Yeah.
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 Wait, the old man that Sean was talking about, was Sean I'm assuming Sean's talking about the doorman, the acting. I was like, that's so good. The she was my friend. How can you do this to her? Like blah blah blah, like that. I'm assuming that's what Sean's talking about. I was impressed. I was impressed with his acting.
Yeah, the
He
acting-
was an actor though, right?
Yeah, and then he dropped out something about crack, homeless, cleaned himself up and took the first job, something like that. I don't
Yeah.
know.
It's pretty bad.
Yeah. Sorry, G. Keep going.
Okay, the next thing is Katie is like, it's almost like the writers wanted to play it out like the others were the killer because Poppy being the murderer was satisfying to some. And then Joel's like, man, Jay has been saying it's two people since the start, even though you should always assume it's one person.
Wait, why does Jay get all the credit? I also said it was two people.
You also did say it was Cinda.
You thought it was Howard. Cinda's closer than Howard.
So we all make mistakes.
Yeah, but I deserve credit for the two people thing too. I literally, I'm gonna go back, watch all of our reviews. Like, I bet I said it first. I bet I said it
Okay.
first.
All right. I remember distinctly you're saying like it's one person. It's one person. And I was like, it could be two people, you know?
I distinctly remember saying that the stature of the person in the tunnel and the stature of the person at the park are very different. I specifically said that. I know for a fact.
I think you did.
And then I think Marty says she wanted to get caught. Oh, I see. Okay, that Poppy wanted to get caught. Yeah, I don't think so. Whatever, stupid people. Okay, Jay. Sorry, G. Where'd you leave off?
Uh,
Dude, just keep interrupting me because I can talk forever. So like, just keep interrupting me with what chat's saying.
yeah, the last comment is Xiao's, yeah, Jay deserves a big L for Howard.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Wait, Howard was not on my list, right? And then Jay kept bringing him up, and he was so sure about it that I started wondering, wait, why isn't he on my list? And then I started to think, I was like, no, like it can't be. Like he was never like really on my list, but like Jay was convincing. Okay,
Hey, I got a question.
yeah,
I got a question.
Spit it.
So in the end of season 1, we see Poppy and Cinda in the front of the building, right?
yes, and I called it. I called like literally our season 1 review. I'm gonna edit everything together. I'm gonna look so good. I called it. I was like, what are they doing there? They don't live there. They don't even go to this school.
Right,
But why was Cinda there?
Because she knew it was gonna happen.
So here's the question.
Mhm.
Poppy was able to murder Bunny, move the painting, move the knife, and get out of the building to the front. Is that correct?
Yeah.
In the span of like 10 minutes? Or however long? That's pretty damn fast.
Well, how do you know it's 10 minutes?
I think
I guess I don't know if it's 10 minutes or not. I just assumed it would be not that much time for her to get out.
wait, did Bunny's painting?
Yeah.
Did Poppy move that herself? Cause where did it show up first? Because the painting, like where did the painting show up first? I don't remember now. Now it's
I
slipping.
thought
away
it
from
showed
me.
up in Charles' apartment, the
It-
fake.
Yeah.
It did show up in Charles' apartment, but was it this? Okay, so what was Krebs doing that night?
Yeah, Shallow says she probably had Krebs help with some.
Yeah, that's what I was
Maybe.
thinking, but
With the painting, you're saying?
I'm thinking he helped with the painting because she. Let me think about this real quick. No, okay, I don't know. Maybe she carried the painting and the knife because when Lucy saw her, she was coming out of the apartment without the knife and without the painting. So it's possible that she got both of it. Like she got both the painting and the knife, carried it into Charles' apartment, dropped them both off there, and then went back to the tunnel where Lucy caught her. So it's possible that Krebs wasn't involved in anything that night specifically. I don't know.
And the second thing is, I guess we have to assume that Poppy somehow learned about the secret tunnels. Because she
Poppy?
doesn't live there.
She
Yeah.
doesn't live there, but one of the scenes of her in bed with
Krebs?
with Krebs, I think she told him like, "Oh yeah, and I learned about the secret tunnels," and then they got fucking horny.
Oh, right.
Yeah, but I don't know how she learned about it. So
Okay, Joel's like, why the fuck was Poppy's saliva on the knife though? She drooled over it before she stabbed. There shouldn't have been any DNA on the knife with her wearing gloves.
Was
Oh,
it the knife
yeah.
or the matchbook
It was the knife, right?
it was
that
the
they
knife.
identified the fingerprint?
I think it was the
Williams
knife.
was checking the knife.
It was the knife.
Okay.
Did they say it was saliva that was found?
Yeah.
I thought it was fingerprints.
No, I'm pretty sure Mabel asked. No, no, I don't remember.
I
I
wait.
think during the call, I remember saliva.
Yeah, I
Oh,
remember
really?
saliva. I just don't remember how it was brought up.
Oh, I thought it
Yeah.
was fingerprints, but whatever. Okay.
Katie and Shallow says she sneezed, maybe because of the bird.
Oh,
Because of
I
the
see.
bird. That makes sense. Oh, that
But
makes
that means
sense.
she would have the knife with her during that sneeze scene. I don't know. Maybe
Very
she sneezed
possible.
multiple times.
Yeah.
She definitely sneezed. Like, if she's allergic to the bird, the first time she sneezed would not have been in that tunnel. That might have been the last time she sneezed, right? Because
Yeah.
she's stabbing people. The bird's right there. Okay, so if anything, she starts sneezing right after she's stabbed, and then she has to make her way into the tunnel, into the apartment, and then out of the tunnel again. So 100%, I think that's credible that she sneezed onto the knife before planting it. In Charles.
Okay, the other thing is I seem to remember, like now that I'm recalling the earlier episodes,
Mm-hmm.
wasn't Bunny stabbed like a lot of times,
Multiple times.
like seven,
Yeah.
8 times?
Yeah, it was a lot. It was a lot of times. I don't remember the exact number, but it was multiple. Yeah.
I see. I guess I would have never thought that Poppy would
That's psycho.
yeah, so if they were gonna play on the psycho card, I feel like they could have done maybe a little more with that. Like it showed that one scene with her and Krebs in bed, right? And she's getting a little crazy, saying like, "Oh, I deserve it. I deserve it."
Mm-hmm.
I wish they showed more of that downhill spiral to being like more psycho because
You don't think she was already in that spiral
Yeah.
I guess,
when she
but
disappeared?
to stab someone 8 times, I guess that's kind of
To
taking it a
fake,
little.
but to fake your own death
Yeah,
and take credit for it, and then don't forget, somebody went to jail. The
Yeah.
mayor went to jail for a crime
right.
that he didn't commit. I mean, like, yo, he's a freak, and like, it's a sexual assault suit waiting to happen, but he didn't kill her.
Okay, I
So
guess I expected when she was found out, I felt like she could have broken down a little more than what was displayed.
what do you mean? She could have broken. What does that mean?
Like went a little more nuts during
Oh,
the
like you wanted more crazy.
yeah, because like the final moments of her is just like, oh yeah, I'm just gonna get arrested.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Okay, I see what you're saying. I think what you're saying is you expected Alice's fake reaction to be Poppy's real one.
Yeah, but it
Yeah,
just
I
seemed like
agree.
she was so mellow. Like
She
if you're
was
gonna play on the if you're
exactly,
gonna
yeah.
play on the psycho card, like you should
Actually, be psycho. Yeah,
yeah, like
she just accepted it and was just like, "Oh, you guys caught me. Good job."
yeah, she's
Yeah,
just
I
like,
hear you.
oh, it's like you're gonna give Mabel the podcast. It's like, but I did it. It's like, what the fuck?
Mm. No, I'm with you. I'm with you there. That
It
makes
just
sense.
didn't seem to match up. Like I just felt like it was very not relevant.
Okay. Any comments before we move on to what I want to talk about next?
Oh, I know what you want to talk about next because that's my next thing.
Okay, perfect. Well, can you check the comments? I have to keep asking you every 2 seconds, bro. It's your job.
Okay, Katie is like, I have to assume Krebs helped her move things through the tunnels. Okay? And then Shallow's like, I mean, she faked her death, pretend to be someone she wasn't, and basically dressed herself to look like she was gonna snatch Cinda's body. Katie's like, she wasn't crazy, she was a psycho and did things to benefit herself. Hmm. Interesting. Yeah, I don't know. It just felt anticlimactic for me.
Okay, is that it?
Yes.
You gotta tell me when it's done, man. We're episode 10. We gotta do better. What was I saying? Okay, G, you said you knew what I wanted to talk about next?
Yeah, the 14.
Yeah. Okay, so the 14 was 14 Savage. 14 sandwich. Okay, that is dumb. Okay, my guess, for those of you guys who tuned in to last week's discussion, my guess was way better. Like,
That's the worst.
No.
What do you mean?
no,
4T?
4T is better than 14
4T?
sandwich.
I honestly would have preferred if it was 4T.
Thank you.
How?
Because it, like, 14 sandwich? The fuck is that? Like,
It's
listen.
just a Brooklyn accent or whatever accent.
Okay, for those of you who missed last week's episode, okay, my theory, I'm just gonna recap. My theory was that it was Cinda, right? That Cinda was the killer, and Savage 14 Savage, 14 Savage was 14 was actually faux tea. Like, I need tea, you know?
Are you silly?
Like,
How
I
is that
need
better?
to-
How do you guys prefer this?
Because it's
You're making her sound like a gangster.
no, because no.
Like 4T.
Because
No
she-
one says
It's
4T.
freaking BS, okay? If they're gonna troll us with this stupid
Yeah.
14 sandwich, I'd
Yeah.
rather it be 4T.
Yeah, no, 14 makes faux tea makes sense. She's been digging for tea. Like she's Cinda is a savage and she's looking faux tea. Like
That's so dumb. How do you explain the
You-
last
you-
word? How do you explain savage?
she's looking faux tea on Savage.
Yeah.
Thus the painting.
Crap.
Thus the painting. Like,
how is that her last word?
dude, 14 sandwich? Why can't you just freaking say Poppy?
Who the hell is gonna know what the hell 14 sandwich is?
14 sandwich. That is the dumbest last words I've ever heard. Like, are you serious? Like, you could have said anything. You could have said Cinda's assistant. Like, if you didn't know her name was Poppy, Cinda's assistant. I don't know.
Okay, but
14 sandwich? Are you kidding me?
but if you're comparing to faux tea,
Faux tea is better.
savage,
Chat.
how does that help you
Chat.
figure out the mystery? How does
Chat.
that help you figure out the mystery?
Faux tea. Who's looking faux tea? Cinda. Cinda.
It wasn't Cinda. It wasn't Cinda.
It wasn't Cinda, but at least they would have looked closer at Cinda since the beginning. And then maybe they would have uncovered whatever with Poppy sooner. Okay?
There's
Listen.
many people
listen,
looking for the tea.
Listen. No. But
Holy crap. Who's looking for the tea?
Cinda is looking for the tea, okay? Because clearly the trio, they're doing a podcast, but they're the ones being blamed. So they're not looking for tea. They're looking to clear their names. Cinda's clearly the only one that had anything to gain, okay? Granted, she didn't turn out to be the killer, right? But the sooner they investigated her, the sooner they would have taken the step to Poppy. That's what I think. Chat, let me know. Would you have preferred it be 14 sandwich or faux tea on Savage? Faux tea! Faux
Why are you
tea!
adding on?
Okay,
Why are you
okay,
adding
okay.
on?
It's so much
Okay,
better!
no more. I'm stopping you. I'm
I'm
Okay.
so mad.
Oop Stopper says quick hi bye from Best Coast.
Wait, what? Say that again? Oh, Goop's here. Hi!
Yeah.
East Coast is best coast.
And then and then he says, "Oop, I'm whole 2 seasons behind, so see ya."
Oh my
Holy
god.
cow.
Thanks for stopping
What are
by.
the whole 2 seasons?
Katie's like, "Oh yeah, the 14 sandwich. Thank you. There's no way we could have known that." And my sister found a totally better theory than what the show used.
Wait, what was the
yeah,
theory?
you should
Did she
you
share
should, you
it?
should let us know the theory.
Yeah, what was your sister's theory?
Marty's like, "I agree. Sandwich was a joke."
Yeah.
Shallow's like, "I'm usually a big simp, but faux tea was dumb AF."
What?
You're making it sound like a gangster. What do you mean, faux tea? Holy cow.
She's
okay,
a 10, but her detective skills suck.
Katie is like hashtag OT.
Thank you. I think. Okay.
Shallow's like, gotta remember that the show is partly a comedy. Joel's like, she probably didn't know her as Poppy. She probably only knew her by her order. Shallow's like, good point, Joel. She didn't know her name. Yeah, I mean, Buddy should have just said, oh, it's that weird haircut girl.
That's not enough. That's too many words.
That's the only person with the weird haircut. Like,
That's
weird.
the only
Dude,
person in the
weird-
show with a weird ass haircut.
Weird haircut. Weird haircut versus 14 Savage? That's one syllable less. Think about it.
Yeah, weird. Just say weird hair.
Yeah, weird hair.
Who's gonna know?
Everyone! Anyone who watches the show, you say weird hair. We all know. We all know.
Katie is like, yes, you're right. It made sense why she said it. I just wish they gave the audience a better chance to crack it. Nicole's here. I'm enjoying Auntie Alice's debate club right now.
You know, I was in debate club in high school.
Stupid.
Joel. Yeah, I'm on the same page with Joel. Joel's like 100% should have said haircut, and they would have solved it in one episode.
Literally. Also, okay, I understand that she probably didn't know Poppy's name and she only knew it by Poppy's order, right? But didn't Poppy meet with her at the restaurant?
Yeah.
So what she met Poppy before, like, so you don't think they exchanged names during that interaction? So the only thing that Poppy knew about her was her sandwich order? Is that what we're saying?
Possibly, yeah.
14 sandwich? That's I don't I'm faulty.
Stupid.
I'm just it's just not sitting well with me. Like I don't like it. Keep going.
Shallow says 14 sandwich 100% better than faux tea. Shallow's like lots of people have bangs.
Yeah. It's like what weird haircut?
No,
Weird hair.
no. Lots of people have bangs. Her bangs were not good. Like her bangs don't look like they were actually done professionally, and they weren't. Remember, she just like chopped them off herself.
Okay, so Katie's sister's theory is she studied the Rose Cooper painting and found that in the carpet there was a design that looked like the number 14. They could have said the replica had the 14 in the painting and the original did not, and that's what was going to tell the paintings apart from each other. Interesting.
In the carpet?
In the painting.
Oh.
Oh, okay. Like in the carpet of the painting.
In
Yeah,
the
yeah.
painting, the carpet, yeah, inside the painting.
Yeah, then I guess you wouldn't have needed Rose Cooper to show up
Right.
to detect the fake.
Well, the defining one was the rip in the back, right? That was the
yeah.
Mm.
Okay.
Sean is like, I had to lower my volume during your faux tea rant.
Yeah. Yeah, YouTube viewers actually haven't had to most of the edited videos I have to lower. It's funny because most of our vlogs I have to like up G and J's volume and I have to like lower my volume. Twitch viewers are used to the bad ear hearing by now. Sorry about that.
They have 1% in the volume.
Whatever. I'm moving on. Are we done with this topic? Because I have one more.
Shallow's like Alice is a master debater.
Yeah.
Hashtag Team Foti.
I almost read that as Alice is a masturbator.
That's
Katie's
true.
like,
That's the
That
point
too.
I wish I
That's
could
the-
share a picture.
of the masturbate.
What?
Of the master.
No, Katie says I wish I could share a picture.
Oh.
I guess of the number 14 in the carpet.
Oh, I see.
Joel's like, I'm gonna look at everyone with the poppy haircut as if they're a missing person and hiding now. Bangs and glasses are sus, says Katie. And then Shallow says, Faux tea really had me questioning why I watch you.
So dumb.
Okay. Next part. Moving on. Ready?
Okay.
What the hell was that 1 year flash?
Yeah.
The
Well,
one year fast forward?
Forward.
The
yeah.
1 year fast forward?
What's wrong with that?
I hate it.
Why?
I hate it so much.
Why?
I literally, our first review of season 2, episode 1, I literally said I loved the fact that no time has passed from where we left off and when we picked up. That
You did say
was
that.
what?
You did say that. Basically, episode 1 of the this season.
Right. Yeah. Like that was like one of the first things I noticed. I was like, I love it. I didn't miss a single beat. I know everything that like I feel like I'm on the journey with them, okay? And I think that's just what I prefer, especially when it's like a murder mystery. Like I prefer to be on the journey with you because I'm trying to figure it out myself as well. The way that they're doing season 3, I'm assuming it's like, oh, they're giving us the ending first, and then season 3 it's probably going to be working, so like we might be working backwards in this sense, right? Like we will probably meet the new characters, and then get clues and whatever, and then we're looking for how Paul Rudd dies, basically. And I don't like that. I like, I'm sure there's a way you can spin it to make it good by the end of season 3. I'm sure, like, I'm gonna watch season 3. We're gonna do this again next season, and then by the end of season 3, maybe I'll think it's genius. But as of right now, I think it's dumb. I think it's disappointing. I think it's another mystery that seemingly has nothing to do with the first 3, other than the fact that it pertains to a lot of the same people. And I don't know. I was disappointed. I was disappointed too, because I agree with a lot of what G was saying, but I was holding out hope.
What do you mean? This is a typical structure for a murder mystery.
Is it?
They give the ending first, and then they ask you to, work your way towards the ending.
Okay, I understand.
That's how you do murder mysteries, a lot of the time.
I
Or
guess
just
you're
a general
right.
mystery.
They don't really give any background on this Ben.
It's-
So
Yeah.
like, I guess for me it's just like, why do I care? Do I care because it's Paul Rudd?
yeah, basically.
You care because
You
it's
care
Paul
because
Rudd.
he's hot. I
What
care
do
a
you
little
mean I
bit because
care
he's
because
hot.
it's Paul Rudd?
Okay,
You
I
you,
care
you
a
asked
little
the
bit because
question.
he's
I'm
hot.
saying yes.
Yeah, no, Jay, that's a good point. I guess most murder mysteries do work that way. I guess for this one specifically, I enjoyed the fact that with Bunny, we got to do it like 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 from chapter 1, or at least it seemed like chapter 1. Now it's whatever. I just don't like that there are a ton of loose ends from season 1 and season 2.
Wait, what loose ends?
There are a ton of loose ends still. Like the note on Jan's door, it was never confirmed if like she did not put that note on her own door. She did not, because she came from the meeting where they were telling her to like stop killing the band, Yoko, remember? And then she stabbed herself. Who put that note on there?
Yeah.
Like that's one thing. The father-son relationship stuff, is it just fluff? Is it just extra character development, or is there going to be more to it? I don't know. I was expecting it to play a bigger role.
It might still. I mean, I think the main focus in the next season is Oliver, right?
Maybe. I don't know. And then Alice, what?
Yep.
I'm so confused. Like I like her because she's hot and like it's like good eye candy for me, right? So I'm not complaining. But her and Mabel were literally like, I hate you, and then like now they're like kind of cool again, but like there was really no explanation of like what the hell happened. Like if I walked into my apartment and my current girlfriend was acting out my trauma, like what, like I still don't understand. Like I know Alice said, oh, this is supposed to be some form of therapy, right? But I didn't get any closure with their relationship, really.
Maybe you'll see her again. Doesn't seem like it ended there.
I don't know, because Charles told Paul Rudd to stay away from her. And I don't know who her is. Like, is it Lucy? Is it Selena? Mabel? Is it Mabel? Like, who are you telling her to stay away from? I'm thinking it might be Selena. It might be Mabel. Like, it might. I mean, it makes more sense than Lucy. I don't know who he's threatening him to stay away from, but it could be that he's in a relationship with Mabel.
Yeah, I mean, Shallow says a plot twist is the guy, Paul Rudd is Lucy's stepdad.
Oh,
No
that's good stuff.
way.
That would be good stuff.
Oh, and then stay away from her, as in Lucy. Well, that would make sense.
Yeah.
Oh shit. Okay, if
But
that.
why?
Wait.
the thing is, like,
Calling it now. If that actually happens, I will clip this and put it in the future reviews. Okay. Sorry, keep going.
But I guess the thing is, like, why do I care?
About Lucy or Paul Rudd?
No, like Paul Rudd. It's just like,
Because it's Paul Rudd.
okay, that's not a good reason.
How is that not a good reason? Every
Okay.
time you see him on screen, you're like, wow, now I care. Okay.
Okay.
He's in a lot of great movies.
Okay, fine. So let's just say it's not Paul Rudd. Let's just say it's Joe Smith. I don't know who that
Okay,
is.
then I don't care.
Right. I think that's G's point.
Well, there's no investment yet because it's the end of the season 3.
Yeah, and
That's
I
the
hate
finale
that.
of season 3.
I
So you get invested as you move along.
But it was different from end of season 1, right? Because
Yes.
we were a little bit invested in Bunny, at least.
Were you? Were you?
I was invested in that, like, I don't like this woman,
Okay.
but I knew what she was about.
I was
Yeah.
invested in Bunny's death because it was just like, wow, and another one in the same building. Like I like want to know what's going on. I was just like, whoa, and
Okay.
like I might have not been interested in Bunny specifically, but I was invested in finding out what happened to her. This, am I really invested? It's just random. Like it
Maybe
just
you
seems a
you
little
will be
random.
invested. Maybe you will be invested. Let's see.
I just didn't like how they ended it.
It's a different sort of cliffhanger, I guess.
Yeah, but it's a cliffhanger that I don't care about the answer to. It's like what, like literally, they could have ended it. I mean, I understand that they need to foreshadow what's gonna happen in the next season, so I understand that we needed a cliffhanger at the end, right? But it just kind of seemed like, okay, we caught Poppy, the end. Like that's a neat, tidy little bow that you tie, and then flash forward 1 year later, randomly, this guy dies. It was just so random.
Wait, we're sure that he doesn't appear anywhere
Yeah.
or mentioned anywhere in the other seasons.
I
right?
would have seen him.
Like mentioned, not like his face is shown.
I don't know what's his character.
So, like, Shallow says it's just like season 1, though. Why did I care about Tim Kono? But it's not,
It's
though.
not
Like,
the same.
it's not the same because this cliffhanger I don't really care about. Like, if they put this as the start of season 3,
Right.
then I'd be like, okay, fine.
Right. Tim Kono was at the start.
Right. But
Like-
putting this as a cliffhanger for the finale of
Right,
this season,
right.
it's just like I don't really care to watch
Right.
the next season.
Because a cliffhanger is supposed to entice you to watch what's coming next.
season. Exactly.
Right.
Okay, so if
I'm
they
on the same
remove that
page.
scene, would you want to watch season 3?
No.
So then, what's the point? It doesn't make any difference
I
anyway.
think.
No,
well,
but
okay.
they could have done it better, right?
I think so.
If the murder of season 2 was actually relevant, then we would have been more enticed to see it.
It's just the way that they did it kind of makes me automatically assume that it's a completely separate case that does not tie to all the stuff that we've been getting this season, and we're like building up clues and like basically like I have bits and pieces on the board, right? And I want to tie everything together, but the way that they set up season 3, it's kind of like, oh, here's a brand new board. Like the fuck? What about this board? I'm not even done. You know
You're
what I'm saying?
the bunny one was a little more on the same board as season 1
Yes.
because they lived in the same building?
They lived in the same building, and also it's just very coincidental that like 3 murders, 1 building. Like I think that's very it's like, oh, we finally, when they solved Tim Kono's murder and Zoe's murder, it was kind of like, oh, breath of fresh air. Like, we're done, we can chill. And then the bunny thing comes along. It was kind of like a shock to the system, right? Because it's like, oh, I didn't expect it to happen right away. Whereas this time, we knew there's going to be a murder revealed for season 3. I just wish it was somebody that we already saw season 2. So I thought it was going to be Teddy Demas. They could have killed Teddy. They could have killed Theo. They could have killed even Will. Like they could have killed so many. And they could have killed Alice. Killed Rose Cooper. Kill somebody I know. You know what I mean? Like how are you gonna kill somebody like a year down the road that I don't know, and then expect me to come into season 3 wanting to know. Like,
Let's just make sure there was no mention of him whatsoever.
Not,
chat,
not that I know of.
does anybody know his name? Like, I know it's Paul Rudd, but like, what is the character's
Ben,
name?
Ben something.
Yeah.
I don't think he was ever mentioned. Ben something. Right? Chat? Does anyone in chat know or no?
It would be cool if he was mentioned like once. That'd be nice.
If he was mentioned even once, fine. But right now, I have zero recollection of who this guy is.
Okay. Fair enough. Fair enough. Okay, so you don't care. If he's not Paul Rudd, fine. You don't care.
It's like,
That's fine.
no, it's just like, it's not a cliffhanger. It's basically a new story.
Yes.
Does that make sense? Like, I think a
Yes.
cliffhanger is supposed to leave questions that ties to the previous story. This is like, oh, and by the way, like, oh, so this one's done. Oh, and by the way, this is gonna happen a year later. Brand new story. Tune in. Like, I'm gonna tune in because I like the show and I like the cast and everything. But it was a little disappointing.
Yeah.
Uh,
Okay, fair
let
enough.
me read some comments.
Yeah, please.
Okay, so let's see. Okay, so Sean is like, whatever happened to Amy Schumer? And then
I don't know.
Cameo. It's just a cameo.
yeah,
Fine.
just a cameo. Katie's like, freaking Amy. I'm telling you, she's probably the one who funded Cinda. Yeah, Amy seems pointless after it all. Xiao's like, you don't want to know why Charles was like, stay away from her. I know what you did.
I think I would want to know more if I knew who her was. If her was Mabel, maybe.
Right.
Or if her was, yeah, I think if her was Mabel, that would be the most interesting to me.
Yeah. No, I mean I agree with you, Alice. That I think they could have done it better
Yeah.
to entice me to watch season 3, but right now I'm not very enticed.
I mean,
Joel's like, when he said stay away from her, I instantly thought of Saz for some reason. Don't know why.
Wait, the double?
yeah.
I think that's a double.
Yeah, it is a double.
Katie's like, it's called Only Murders in the Building, and this one was in a theater, which I don't think the Arconia has.
Only murders in the building. Yeah.
Interesting.
No, it's a good point. See, okay, yeah, literally. So if it doesn't, yeah, it didn't even happen in the building. So we should change the name of this. It's you can change the name of the show. So it's a brand new story. Only murders in the theater.
Yeah.
In a building.
Yeah, only murders in a building. That would have covered everything. You're right.
Yeah.
Could have been any building.
Xiao's like, at some point it just gets kind of hacky if someone new in the building just dies as soon as a murder is solved every time.
Yeah.
No, it's true.
That's fair.
It's true.
It's old.
But I mean, they could have done it like a year
That's
later,
fair.
and then someone relevant to what we've seen in season 2 dies. Then it could have accomplished what we're saying.
Yeah, or even I don't know, or maybe okay, it's hard because it's like such a short period of time, like to fit so much content in. But I wish maybe it would have been a little more build up to that flash forward. Like the 1 year flash forward just seemed really sudden. I felt really lost. Like boom, like we're here now. Like 1 second we're happy, 1 second we're at the theater, 1 second people are yelling at each other for no reason. I don't understand what's going on. And then this guy starts acting and he just starts dying on stage. Like, the hell? I've been to Broadway. That don't happen.
Okay, great.
Okay.
What the hell?
All right. Nicole asked, if Alice could direct the finale of this season, which one scene would you cut out?
The Paul Rudd scene, I'd have Teddy Dimas die instead.
Okay, great.
Hey.
This is cut out, not replace.
Oh, not replace?
Damn, if Teddy Dimas died, I would be interested.
Yeah,
in
that's
season
what I'm
2.
saying. Teddy Dimas dying would make sense.
I would be like, what the hell?
It makes sense.
Then I have to see.
Teddy Demas dying would make sense. Even Cinda dying would make sense, because if Cinda died, that's another person to frame. I wouldn't want Cinda to die though, because Cinda is probably like one of the antagonists, whatever, blah blah blah. Always, every guy sensei has a Kakashi. Okay, whatever. That might have been a bad example, but you know what I mean. But like, so many people could have died. Howard could have died. Like, anyone could have died. Whatever. It's fine.
So there are still a couple loose ends that we didn't talk about. I mean, the gut milk lady with the sus look
Yes.
with the garbage.
Yes.
I mean, maybe that was just a red herring thing.
No.
And
I
we just
refuse.
forget that.
I refuse to believe it. The camera was on her for a second too long. She looked suspicious, and the camera was on her for a second too long. If the gut milk lady thing does not tie back to season 3, I'm gonna be upset.
The only connection is the sponsorship.
Yes, the
Right.
sponsorship. Yeah. So, oh yeah, that came up again at the end. So I'm hoping it comes, like, I'm hoping it ties in somehow. Maybe the gut milk is what poisoned Paul Rudd, and that's why he started bleeding on stage.
That's
Yep.
fair.
And maybe that's why she's trying to push it so hard.
Yeah.
Because it's poison.
Yeah, instead of got milk, it's gut milk.
The
Get
other
it?
Stupid.
Get it?
God, I hate that so much.
the other thing is, I guess, the purpose of Lucy in season 2.
Mm.
Maybe she gets tied in season 3, but I mean, in season 2, I didn't really see her character really needing to be there for the plot to progress.
No, I think no. Her character seeing the person go through the tunnel, that is huge. Having
Yeah,
an
but that-
eyewitness there is huge.
Yeah, but that could have been done like any other way.
How
But the
so?
confusing part there. Yeah.
Wait, sorry. How so? What do you mean any other way? They would have needed that tie to know that the person went through the tunnels to put.
Right. I'm saying it could have been any other person. Like, why does it really have to be Lucy?
It makes sense that it's Lucy. She knows about the tunnels because she grew up there. She played hide and seek with the girl across the hall. Her story makes sense too. Her mom, was getting remarried. She was upset. It makes sense. Anybody else in there, if it was anybody else, I'd be looking at them like they were the murderer. And they were trying to they're telling me a story that they made up to make themselves look innocent. Like, if it was Howard in the tunnel, I'd be like Jay over here already thinks it's him. If he tells you a story that he saw someone in the tunnel, it'd be like, why were you in the tunnel? You know what I'm saying? I think her role is important. And then also, you have to think about the show in general. It's kind of a show that spreads across, that reaches different generations, right? So we're clearly Mabel, and then Oliver and Charles reaches the older generation, and then I'm like, Lucy is probably the Zoomers. So she adds that perspective to the show, I guess.
Yeah, I guess my take is like, she wasn't really necessary. Like, they could have found out the killer was in the tunnel some other way that I can come up with like a million other ways that they could have done it. But yeah, I mean, along with the theme with parent and child, I guess it makes sense.
I liked that she came in because
I think
otherwise,
sneezing, like she noticing this, Lucy noticing the sneezing had nothing to really help with the case.
I mean, it helped at the end when we pointed out why you sneeze and you're allergic to the bird. I mean, I understand that it's not that big of a deal, but I liked that Lucy came in because we still haven't met Mabel's aunt, and she's been mentioned since season 1. Like, I expected Lucy or Mabel's aunt to show up this time. So I'm glad they at least brought in Lucy. Like, Lucy was brought up a lot season 1, if you remember, like with the omelet and everything. So if she never came, I'd be like, the fuck was all those omelets for? They're people who are hungry.
Okay, fine. That's fair.
Yeah.
So some character development for Charles. Fine.
Well, the confusing part is, how did Poppy know it was Lucy that saw her? Because I thought the
Yeah, I
person
thought
in
she
the
didn't
tunnel
know.
didn't see.
Yeah,
Maybe.
that was confusing. When I heard that part, I was like, wait, I thought Poppy didn't see anyone.
Yeah.
So
I'm
yeah,
assuming Poppy was also after her the second time.
I didn't. Yeah, so that part's confusing because I don't think Poppy saw her the first time, and if she did, I would assume that she would have killed her. Any
Yeah.
chance, any chance that she overheard Lucy telling? Oh no. Yeah, no, that part's confusing. I was gonna say any chance she overheard, like the when she took the picture of Charles and Lucy getting into the car. Any chance she overheard Lucy telling him? But Lucy didn't even tell him that she was in the tunnel. That was just like a flashback in her memory. So
Right.
I have no idea. That is the loose end because I feel like if she had seen Lucy in the tunnel that night, why didn't she kill her too?
Right.
She was already on a killing high, you know. Might as well add another one.
oh
Right.
my
So I don't know.
god. What was I gonna say?
She was intending to kill her anyway, so why
Yeah.
not there?
Yeah, so that actually does not make sense. You're right.
Yeah. There are a couple other things like the Sixth Avenue slasher or whatever. I guess.
That was just to throw us off.
Yeah, I guess that was
Yeah.
just to throw us off. I guess Nina and Jared, that was
Yeah.
also to throw us off, but it was pretty suspicious.
Nina and
What?
Jared, like, they have to come back next season. They have to, right?
Yeah.
Like, how are you just gonna introduce new characters and then just peace out?
I mean, they introduced Howard's guy. Who's that guy? Forgot his name.
Well, okay, Jonathan. I think he'll tie
Yeah.
back somehow, right? So anyone that has anything to do with theater will tie back. So I think, like, I think Katie said earlier, like Teddy will probably tie back because
I see.
affiliation to the theater. Jonathan is already on Broadway, so he'll definitely tie back somehow. I wouldn't be surprised if he turns out to be one of the main suspects for next season. Maybe he's worked with this guy before. I don't know.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah. G comments?
Yeah, people are saying oh, okay. Let's see. Yeah, they're saying Lucy showed them the passageways and found the sneezer in the tunnel. She gave development for Charles and the parent-child theme. It says Joel. Alice is clearly Oliver and Charles' generation.
Who said that?
That's
Who said that?
shallow. Shallow.
I'm the youngest one on this channel.
Shallow's like, I think Lucy made Charles a better character. Yeah, I guess I agree.
Yeah.
Um,
Wait, just for the record, I'm younger than G and J. How am I Charles and all? Okay, whatever. Sorry.
You act old.
Yo mama acts old.
Okay, great.
Shallow's like, I don't know, or she knows from the second chase. Remember the second time Lucy had to run? Yeah, I don't know.
Oh. Okay, but the second chase, she was already going in to kill her. She was
Yeah.
already after her, and the second chase, I think that was Krebs. Like during,
Krebs was the person?
I think it was Krebs.
Interesting.
Because-
But how did they know? That's the question, right?
Yeah, the question is
How did they know she knows?
Yeah, how did they know she knows? Yeah. But I'm just saying it shouldn't have been during the second chase because during the second chase during the blackout they were already targeting her.
Right.
Like they broke
They already
down the
knew.
door. Yeah, they were like it was like a target.
And Charles and Oliver and Mabel did not know that she knew she
Mhm.
was in the tunnel, right?
Mhm.
So there's no way
Mm-hmm.
they could have heard that.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I think it's time to wrap up, Alice.
Mm.
What are your final thoughts?
Wait, are we good on the comments? You're caught up?
Yeah, so Katie's like, well, because she had a goal to frame Mabel, can't do that if Lucy's dead too, I guess. Oh, was she going to kill Lucy? Yeah, I suppose that's a loose end. And then Howard was probably in the audience because his BF is in the theater.
Exactly. So probably it's gonna tie to season 3 that way, I guess.
The fog was poisoned. Yeah, perhaps.
If
But
the
Charles didn't die.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. It shouldn't have been the fog. If the fog was poisoned, then wouldn't everyone kind of be poisoned to a certain extent? I mean, like I know the room was big, but the first row should have felt it. The orchestra should have felt something. You know what I mean?
Maybe drank something before he went up.
I think food is more likely.
Yeah.
Um, maybe Jan's back into this because we all know how she do with the
Poisons.
poisons. Yeah,
Yeah.
she's good with the poisons. So maybe ooh, I would like that.
You would like that.
I would like that. I honestly like Jan's character. She's so psycho, but like there's still like a charismatic, sexy kind of draw that Poppy does not have.
Yeah,
Yes.
I wish she came back towards
Yeah.
the end of season 2, but oh well.
Like Jan is psycho, but there's like a draw to her that like I don't know what it is, but like it's like the crazy, but like you can't look away from the crazy. Whereas like it's like a charismatic kind of crazy. You know what I mean? Like Poppy's is just kind of like sad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Final thoughts?
Final thoughts. Did I enjoy this season? Yeah. I like again, I like the way I like the characters, I like the cast, I like the story. I like everything basically except for the fact that I feel like a lot of things didn't tie together and I didn't like the way they wrapped things up and foreshadowed the following season. That's basically it. Like overall, I still think it's a good show. I still like it, right up my alley. And overall, I enjoyed it. I think season one we binged all 10 episodes in one sitting, and this season two we watched weekly. So I think I am significantly more frustrated this season than last season because I didn't binge watch. So I think that's what it is. I think it's probably like season two is probably just as good as season one. I just digested it differently. Does that make sense? So it feels like season one is better than season two for me. But I think it's just the avenue in which I digested the episodes. What do you guys think?
Yeah, I mean, I agree for the most part. I mean, I did not enjoy the season as much as you guys, for sure.
Mm,
But I mean, was it entertaining? I guess. Was it a mystery that I enjoy? I would say no. Um, yeah, I don't know. I feel like I would have wanted a lot of information to be presented closer to the beginning
yeah,
and not so much fluff
yeah,
and redirection and things that don't tie out in the end.
yeah,
I felt like season 1 was a better package in terms of how they handled it. Yeah, there were loose ends in season 1, but definitely not as many as season 2.
yeah,
And we kind of hoped that's a couple of the loose ends in season 1 would tie out in season 2, but that wasn't the case. Um, but overall, I mean, it is entertaining to watch, and I think if I watched it throughout, like binge watched it, like you said, Alice,
mm-hmm.
I feel like I would have enjoyed it more.
Yeah,
Instead, watching weekly was, I think, definitely more frustrating
yeah.
for sure. Um, but on a positive note, last episode I did say I would be upset if they made Cinda the
Right.
killer. And they didn't. They did a little twist for the final episode, which I enjoyed because if it ended up Cinda being the killer, I would have been more upset than I am now.
Hmm. Jay, you?
It was a watch. I think
It was a watch.
it was a watch. I watched it once, and that's pretty much the last time I'll watch it.
Like, are you
But
gonna
it was
watch
good.
season three?
I will watch season three, but I wouldn't watch season two again. But it was a good watch. There was the cinema part was pretty good. It was directed, I think, well. The script was
Script
not
was
too
good.
bad.
Script was good.
Yeah. It was just maybe the layout isn't as gritty as I would like it to be. But again, it's a comedy, right? A comedy mystery. So I wish there was some more angst that wasn't that they could have made, but they didn't put it in.
Yeah. I feel like there's definitely a lot more angst they could have put in, but again, I mean, like,
I don't want that much angst. It's a comedy.
yeah. But like Oliver said in this episode, something about like, oh, this is a family podcast or whatever.
Right.
Yeah,
So,
exactly.
yeah, it's a family show, so they're not gonna go crazy.
Right.
Like they could have went. I think they could have built a lot more angst into the episode if it revolved more around Poppy and her uh, psychotic breakdown. But yeah, I mean, again, it's a family comedy, so I guess
Right.
they're not going to do that.
Could have gone real twisted.
Do you
Yeah.
guys remember what you rated season 1 in our season 1 review?
I have no idea.
I don't remember what I rated season 1, but what would you guys rate this season?
Maybe a 6.5 to 7.
Oh wow,
You?
I was gonna say 6.
I was gonna say 7.5, which is low for me. If you guys have watched any of our other reviews, I don't.
11.
Yeah, like I literally I've given multiple things 11. What did I give an 11 to?
Demon Slayer.
Demon Slayer, Mugen Train.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not the pickiest, but this one I would say 7.5. I think if you asked me last episode, I probably would have said 8.5 even. But the ending really just, I really didn't like how Paul Rudd just dropped dead. Like I just
It was
really,
Paul Rudd though.
yeah, I don't like, yeah, and why he gotta die?
Okay.
Yeah.
But how much of that 7.5 was Selena?
Like all of it.
Oh my god.
Like I love her.
Okay.
I mean, I like Steve Martin and Martin Short too, but Selena.
Look, if I had to ignore like the plot and I just focused on like the music, the cinematography, the acting, I guess
Those are good.
yeah, I would say it's very good.
Yeah.
I mean, if I had to ignore the mystery plot behind everything, then yeah, I would probably rate it like a 9 out of 10. But the plot really brings it down for me.
He literally just said everything is perfect except for the story. Like the most important piece of it. Okay.
If you take individual episodes, like what was that the episode where Selena is piecing together like the puzzle pieces, and it was the memory loss episode.
He's literally about to steal what I said.
That is actually a good standalone episode, like if you didn't have to worry too much about the plot line behind it. But I think in terms of cinematography and like the theme of that episode, it was really well made.
Okay, whatever. Are we done with comments?
Yes.
There's nothing to add in comments?
Nicole says, how would Alice rate it if Selena wasn't in it?
Oh, Alice probably wouldn't have even heard about it.
Oh my god.
Yeah, like G and J, this genre is not what they would usually watch. I made them watch it with me, and I only knew about it because of Selena. Like, I mean, I've watched Martin Short and Steve Martin movies before, but not gonna lie, if Selena wasn't in it, I probably wouldn't have even heard about it. And that's just the truth, okay? Is that it, G?
Yeah, that's it.
Okay. Thanks so much, guys, for hanging out with us. We will be back for season 3. So I don't know when season 3 is coming out, but if you want to hang out with us, we're usually on Twitch doing something stupid. I'm gonna try to start posting my vlogs again. I'm really, really bad with the editing.
Stupid.
What?
What do you mean doing something stupid? It's just you.
Yeah.
Okay, that's rude. That's a very. I thought we were a team here.
The clown emoji.
Okay.
Yeah,
comes
the
to mind.
clown.
Whatever. But yeah.
Oh, hey, you can join the Discord if you want to post a picture.
Oh, can we drop the Discord link here? Does anyone have it on hand?
I think it's
Oh, it's on my profile. Yeah, it's on my YouTube channel profile. If you guys want to join the Discord,
yeah.
just to chat about anything else. But
I think
okay.
we changed it to the real Mad Loud as the slash.
I didn't have a. Wait, what? It's fine. I don't know what you're talking about, but it's linked on my YouTube page. It's fine. Just go to.
It's a custom link now.
I don't know what you're talking about. Did you change it without telling me?
Yes.
Okay, thank you for that. Okay, you're frozen on my end, so I think that's our cue to go. If we don't see you guys until next season, then thank you so much for hanging out with us this season, and we will see you for season 3. Okay, and Jay is frozen, so I don't know if I'm frozen too. Should I just end?
You're frozen. Oh no, you're not frozen. I'm frozen.
You're frozen. So I'm just gonna end stream. I'm gonna end stream.
But I'm sleeping there.
Oh my god, it's bedtime. Okay.
Okay.
Bye. Say bye.
Bye. Thank you.